Hello everyone, welcome back to another review. Today I'll be reviewing my Disney Infinity figures. Now these are all the figures I own. From left to right we have Mr. Incredible from Disney Infinity 1.0, Sully, again Disney Infinity 1.0, Dash, Disney Infinity 1.0, Thor. Now for the 2.0 figures we have Thor, Black Widow, Loki. 3.0 figures we have Anakin, forgot his name, Zeb, and Boba Fett. Now you might notice I'm a little more straightforward than I usually am. That's because I have nothing to say now. It's just yet another review. Either way, these are some of my favorite figures ever. These are definitely high on my top 10 list of toys. My top 10 list of best toys or best figures. Now they have Star Wars, Marvel, and Disney and Disney Pixar figures, all for properties. Now, which means you can get many cool crossovers. Now, original these were figures you put on a base that you connect to your game console. You put the figures on the base, which should explain this. The base reads the some form of chip inside the figures, and your figures pop up in the game. So basically, the figures have no electronics in them. All the electronics is right here. And the game was cancelled like a few years ago. It's kind of dead by now. No one really talks about it. But I still play it here and there. They released a gold edition version on PC, which basically has all the characters, so you don't have to buy the Toys to Live to buy the Toys to Live gimmick and actually play the game. The game overall is alright. All three of them, 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0, all three of them are pretty alright. 1.0 is a really good game. 2.0 is a little messy, but 3.0 is nicely organized, but has way too much gimmicks. Like a lot of gimmicks. However, if you still really want to play as Star Wars and Marvel characters alongside Disney characters, 3.0 is your best option. However, if you don't really care about the crossover feature of the game, you can just play 1.0. 1.0 is a great one. I'd highly recommend it. Either way, these are the figures I own, at least. I have 4 Star Wars figures, 3 Marvel figures, and 3 Disney Disney Pixar figures. I don't own any Disney Originals figures yet. I hope I do someday, so I can complete, at least one of each of the properties. So yeah. First of all, I want to do a quick size comparison. Well, first of all, here's the ruler. Now, as you can see, at biggest they're around 4.5 inches. That's at biggest, and at smallest they can reach up to 2 inches, as you can tell by, the smallest 2.5 inches, as you can tell by Dash. So these vary in size, however, they're to scale with each other. Like the scaling isn't off and makes sense considering their properties. Now, this is their size. Now let's do a quick amount of size comparisons. Here's G1 Power Master Optimus Prime. Maybe I should put him at the back. Yeah, that's probably a better idea. G1 Power Master Optimus Prime. SH Figure Arts Bodycon. Let me just move all of them out of the way. Yeah, here is SH Figure Arts Bodycon. Your standard 4-inch figure. Your standard 5-inch figure. And your standard 6.5-inch figure. And just for a random comparison, here's Wild Force Red, because this is the review I'm recording next. And yeah. So these are the sizes. So you can tell they're kind of on the small side. Like some of them can get really tiny, like this one. However, they aren't too badly sized in my opinion. They're still very nice figures. Now, let's go chronologically from the oldest figure to the newest one. Let me move everything out of the way. And let's start with Mr. Incredible. Some dust. I swear I'm not dirty, I swear. I swear it's the wind. Because I have a fan on, as you can probably hear now. Either way, there's Mr. Incredible. By the way, I got all of these as used copies. I never owned any of them while the game was running. I always wanted to, but they were just too overpriced. But now that the game is dead, I can find them very easily at secondhand stores for $1 or two. So either here's Mr. Incredible. Lots of paint chipping, but that's okay. As soon as the figure isn't damaged or anything like major as soon as the figure doesn't have major damage that destroy the character, I'm completely fine with it. So you can see nice sculpting all along. The figure really captures the look, and this figure kind of has an advantage over the rest because he's already an animation character. Transferring him to the cartoony art style isn't too hard and doesn't look too shabby. So he's one of the better ones that transition into the Disney Infinity style. However, it still doesn't look like the model from the movie. On the base below, each one of them has a different unique base. Well, most of them at least. He has some rubble and street rubble, and here's the bottom, the Disney Infinity clear piece. So yeah, this is Mr. Incredible. Now, since we're going chronologically, here's Sully, who also came in the starter pack alongside Mr. Incredible and Jack Sparrow, and the triple playset piece, which came with 3 playsets. Playsets are basically things in the game that make you play different worlds. So this is Sully from Monsters University. This is the Monsters University design of the Monsters Inc. Again, animation character, a already existing animation character, so he isn't too hard to convert, and is one of the better ones I converted. He's one of my favorites mostly because he has a decent weight to him, and he's nicely detailed. All the dots are correctly potted. I think it's been a while since I've seen Monsters University. The expression is really funny and nice. The pointing pose really fits the character. The walking is nicely implemented, and the base is nice and simple. Though I think it should have been a little bigger because his base is basically just a clear piece with a rounded manhole on it. That's what it looks like. So it looks kind of weird, but hey, it is what it is. It's not too shabby. Again, here's the Disney Infinity bottom. Last of the Disney Infinity 1.0 figures I own. This is Dash, again from the Incredibles movie. He has the same base plate as Mr. Incredible. However, he's sitting in the center of it, so it doesn't look too small on him, unlike Mr. Incredible. Again, he's really nicely turned out because he's an animation character, and his expression is kind of weird. I'm really not a big fan of it. I'm not a really big fan of his pose, but it still looks pretty good. Again, here's the bottom and the clear piece. So these are my 1.0 figures. Now the 2.0 figures, let me start with the ones that came in the starter pack. Thor and Black Widow came in the starter pack with Iron Man, and Black Widow also came with Iron Man in a 2-pack, plus the playset. Now, let's start with Thor. He's the bigger guy. Thor is one of the best pieces I own, and it's one of my favorites. He's not my number 1 favorite. He's a close third. My 4th favorite is Sully. This is my 3rd favorite. Thor has the most paint chipping out of anyone I own, and since he was a human character, his transition kind of looks odd in this one. Like, what are these eyes? Like, just look at these eyes. I always get a good laugh when I see these eyes, but otherwise the figure looks really good. It's one of the better pieces I own. Whenever I show off my Disney Infinity collection to someone, they always stare at Thor and think, man, he looks good. But I would say out of the live action, like the characters they transferred from live action to Disney Infinity style, he's one of the better ones that turned out over here. So here's the base, some random rubble, and here's the bottom. Marvel 2.0. As you can tell, the base changed from 1.0 to 2.0. Now it has Marvel and 2.0 under it. By the way, all of these figures are made of soft plastic, so you can bend them. For example, his cape is very soft. His hammer thingy here, hook thingy here is very soft. His arms are soft. His hair is a little harder, but still soft. Overall, they're made of very soft material, so they won't break too easily, unless you really force them. Here's Black Widow, doing this dynamic pose. Red hair, much like the comics. The designs they went for the Marvel characters in 2.0 look more like the designs and less of the movies. However, that doesn't mean some were based heavily on the movies. So yeah, doing that weird trying. So it makes her a little short, but still a very nice figure. Here's the rubble. Here is the base. On to the next one. These are the 2.0 figures I own. I wish I could get Iron Man someday. Iron Man, Hulk, and symbiote Spider-Man, and maybe maybe Nova and Nick Fury as well. Definitely Iron Fist. Like I have a few 2.0 figures I would like to own. Let me just say them out loud: Iron Man, Nick Fury, Iron Fist, Nova, and Hulk. These are the 5 ones I would like to own, and I can stop there. Like I don't have to own all of them. But those are the 5 I would like to own. 1.0 I don't have much I would like to own. I would like to own Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope because I liked that movie, and a few others, but not really much. It doesn't have much characters I care about as much as 2.0 and 3.0. Those have characters I really care about. Now, here's Anakin. It came with a starter pack with what's her name? Asuka. Asuka, no, that's the Pink Ranger from Rio Soldier. Nah, none of forgetting it. It's been a while since I was into Star Wars. But anyway, here's Anakin. Many people hate him, but I like him. This is the Revenge of the Sith look, and it's also the same look that was used for the Clone Wars. I think it's based on the Clone Wars, but also looks like the Revenge of the Sith version, but I'm not sure. What's ironic, his face looks very good in the figure mode, but in the game, his face looks awful. Really, really awful. If you don't know what I mean, just Google up Disney Infinity Anakin, you may find him, but he looks very awful in that mode. He's the first Disney Infinity figure I owned, which is why he's a bit special to me. So yeah, he's one of the cooler ones either way. He's very cool and transitioned very nicely. Like as you can see from 2.0 to 3.0, they really improved the eyes. Here's the base, Tatooine. Here's the rubble. Here's the bottom, Star Wars 3.0, and Lucasfilm. Oh, by the way, in my 2.0 collection, I forgot to mention Loki. I have Loki from 2.0. It was released as a single figure later on, towards the end of the game's lifespan. And he looks very nice. He looks very nice. His cape is a bit harder than Thor's. I don't know why. His horns are soft, very soft. His staff is very soft to the point I got him with a broken one. Like I got him, just broke off out of nowhere and broke off in the bag and got lost. So yeah, but at least he still looks nice. The staff isn't really much important to me at least. So again, here's the rubble, here's the bottom. Now I can continue. This is the mentor for our main character in Star Wars Rebels. I watched Star Wars Rebels. I remember most of the show, but I just don't remember this guy's name. I forgot. Was it Ken, Ren? I don't know. It was something. But either way, the figure looks very cool. He has a little ponytail over here. Again, the asymmetrical armor from the original character. The nice translucent blue lightsaber. The base. The bottom. Move on to the next one. The other Star Wars Rebels figure I have is Zeb. Zeb is the purple alien guy in Star Wars Rebels, and he's kind of like the douche of the group, from what I remember at least. No, it's been a while. I really need to refresh my thoughts. Either way, nicely armored, nice pose. Here's the weapon. Nicely sculpted. Here's the base, the bottom. And last but not least, my favorite Disney Infinity figure of the ones I own, Boba Fett. I just saw him, hey, another Disney Infinity figure, and instantly picked him up. Like, without any thought, whenever I see these figures, I instantly pick them up, no matter what they are. Either way, here's Boba Fett. Dust. Since these are not, figures I play with, they stay on my shelf. I actually have a special shelf for them I'll show at the end of the video. By the way, here's Boba Fett. Nice painting and sculpting. He is the most detailed, and he's one of the better ones that transitioned because he wears a helmet. He doesn't wear a, he doesn't have a face. He just wears a helmet. Looks very, very good. The gun I thought at first was broken, but I checked the images online. It is correctly sculpted, so nothing to worry about. The backpack is nicely sculpted. The scarf is beautifully sculpted. The base is really nice and simple. And here's the bottom. So yeah, I said he's my favorite for a reason. He really looks cool. So yeah, and he has a decent weight to him as well. So he's my favorite. Here is my second to favorite. Here's my third to favorite. Here's my fourth to favorite. These are my top 4 of the figures I own. The rest are all cool. Don't get me wrong, the rest of the figures are all beautifully painted and sculpted. Are all look very, very cool. But these are my 4. Like some had to go in the trash, right? Like whenever you do these top 10 lists, that's just how things work. But yeah, anytime I see these figures, as I said, I pick them up instantly, no matter who they are. Unless they're heavily damaged, I want to pick them up. Because they look very cool, and I would like to collect as much as I can out of them. They're not that easy to find, but they are pretty common, at least for me. Like for me, I don't buy them online. I have my local second-hand stores that basically sells trash. I find these, and yeah, you can find them for pretty cheap. I think they may get expensive later on, so I'd recommend if you want them, get them now, or at least get a few of them now, because these things will get pricey one day. I'm sure of it. So either way, this has been the review. It's a bit of a longer one, but I'm reviewing like a ton of figures in one video, and doing that isn't easy. Usually takes me 10 minutes to review a single figure. Well, these are more simpler figures, so I guess that's not a very fair comparison, but these are simple figures, so I thought I would put them all in one review, but man, it took longer than I expected. So lastly, I will just show off my shelf and get back to you just a second. So yeah, here is my Disney Infinity shelf. I have them organized from 1.0 to 3.0. Basically, I have the ones that came in starter packs first, then the ones that came separately first, later, and then I go on and on and on, like this. And if 2 are connected to a specific franchise, I usually put them together. Like for example here, these were both released separately and they're connected to the same franchise, so I put them all together. So yeah, that's how I organize them. It's kind of a bit, I just organize them like this because I feel like it. It's not just, that's how my mind works. I just organize them like this because I feel like it, and there's really no way to explain it. But yeah, it is what it is. And the second part of the shelf has my atomic runs, which I did review. They're a little messy right now. I'll try to organize them. Again, a lot of dust. As I said before, I don't have much time to clean my shelf anymore. There are 3 random pyramids I got. Like, they're very small, cheap pyramid models, but I like do dig the pyramids, so I put them over here. Here's my Magi stick, which I did review yesterday. Here is a few of my cars I got when I was little, and here are more. Now the reason I put these and these over here is because these are too tiny to put on the shelf. These are a lot to put on the shelf. They take too much space. So yeah, this also comes out like my nightstand. Like here, I just put stuff I need when I wake up. I just put them here so for quick access. And stuff I'm messing around, stuff I need for size comparisons and stuff like that, I just keep them here as a quick access nightstand, basically. So yeah, this has been my review for Disney Infinity figures. I hope you both all enjoyed this review, and see ya next video. Peace.